What's up, guys? Chris Teresi here, professional sports bettor, founder of WeCoverSpreads.com. Here to talk about the Friday Major League Baseball market breakdown. Before we get into that, though, going to talk a little bit of football. Going to go through every preseason game on today's card. Before we hop into that, though, if you guys want all access pass up, I got baseball plays locked and loaded. We've been killing it all year on the bases. Also, probably may have some NFL action for tonight in that card. Early bird football packages still available on the site. You can pick them up. Let's start right off with this the Jets game tonight. Looking at this game against the Bengals, opened up at Jets plus 1.5. A lot of books here in New York is down to +1 and it's staying there. But of course, that's a lot of local money coming in from recreational bettors on the Jets. The total opened up 33.5, has jumped up a little bit to 34. Everything I've gathered here locally, Sperano saying it's going to be a vanilla game as far as the way that he's game planning tonight's game. So he has no real, no real game plan for this one here. Looking at the quarterback, the quarterback edges here. You see the Jets will be coming in with Sanchez and Tebow. That's a strong first half duo there, especially you're going to get Tebow going up against second stringers most likely. The Bengals start off with Dalton and Gronkowski. Not bad either. Then I go to the second tier. I look at these guys here. Not too crazy about the Zach Robinson and Tyler Hansen combo for the Bengals. McElroy, he's kind of a game manager type of guy for the Jets with Matt Sims coming in after him. It's a tough game here. This one here is a kind of a really tough one to go, especially with the coaches not really giving any major game planning or nothing like that. Sperano's going to be vanilla. One thing I've noticed is teams with new coordinators, offensive coordinators, have not really gotten off to a strong start at all. I believe they're 1-4 with one push against the spread so far in preseason. So teams with new coordinators haven't done well. Sperano is a new coordinator in this spot here going up against the Bengals. Keep that in the back of your mind. 1.5, the 1.5s and the ones in preseason are very, very, very critical. The key number of ones and twos are not numbers that we talk about as key numbers during the regular season. Preseason they are. You check out how many games last night were decided by 1 point. There was a couple. So if you like the Jets, you probably want to shop around and get that 1.5. If you like the Bengals, you may want to get them at 1. I anticipate more Jets money coming in throughout the day. You may see this thing move down toward a pick 'em. Maybe not. Maybe it stays right on 1. I'm sure books would rather keep it right on 1. But Jets a team here, kind of like with the new offensive coordinator and all that. Bengals, Marvin Lewis, he never really a strong showing in preseason. He's not a strong, a preseason trend guy. So you're not getting too much of a motivational angle here from either coaching staff in this game. So the game's kind of a coin flip, a tough game to tie your money up in. Dolphins, Bucks. Another game. Now we got 2 new offensive coordinators going up against each other. 2 new coaches up against each other here. We saw this open up at 3. You're going to see some heavy juice on the Dolphins in this spot if you want to bet them. -120, -115, -125. Who knows? May go up to 3.5 later. Total opened up 33, went up to 33.5. Really like the Dolphins quarterback rotation in this game. I think they have a very strong quarterback rotation. You're going to get Tannenhill in there at the end, probably got more. So what I would say, this is going to be a really, a solid rotation for them. And then also the Bucks don't have a bad back end rotation with Orlovsky and Ratliff. I remember Ratliff when he played for the Jets. He was a guy that kind of would help maybe an over out or two when he played in preseason games for them. He's not too horrible out there. So I would kind of lean toward the over in this game rather than really tie my money up with the side with the 2 new coaches. Not a big fan of college coaches transitioning their first year to the NFL, so that would kind of apply to Schiano in this spot. The Dolphins are getting the majority of the money, though. So the way I look at this one, though, I kind of like the quarterback rotations a little bit. Thought the 33 is a little bit low. May see this game land on like 35 or something like that. I kind of lean a slight lean toward the over in this Dolphins and Bucks game. Lions, Browns up next. Opened up 3. It did, well, here locally opened up 3. I know offshore and stuff like that, they saw some 4.5s actually. But the 3.5, it hit 3.5 here, went Sharps came in, grabbed the Browns at 3.5, knocked it back down to 3. You're going to pay heavy juice for the Lions now if you want the Lions in this spot here. Lot of key pieces on both sides missing as far as the running backs. They'll both be a little bit thin, both sides there. Jim Schwartz, 9-3 against the spread in preseason. But this year, a lot of guys I know like the Browns. The Browns have been a highly touted team. A lot of people talking about the Browns. I look at their rotation with Weed and McCoy. Wallace, it's decent. It's not a bad rotation at all. The Lions, you're only going to see Stafford out there really quick. He probably out there for one possession, maybe two. So you're not going to get much of him. The sharper side is telling you the sharp money's coming in on the Browns in this one. So maybe want to give a slight lean to them. But I'm not as big into the Browns in this spot, just for one reason. Team with a new offensive coordinator here. You got Brad Childress coming out here today. And I told you teams with new offensive coordinators this first week of preseason have struggled. So I'm not as high in the Browns in this spot. It's kind of a game I would pass. The total's high up there at 36. Maybe see a lower scoring game here. But then again, both these teams defensively, not great defensive teams once you go down the depth chart there. So it's kind of a coin flip type of game as well. I guess if you like the Browns, you may want to wait till kickoff to get a better number if you do like them and decide to side with the sharp side on that game. Jacksonville Giants, sharp money all over Jaguars here. Open 1.5 all the way up to 2.5. Seen a strong move toward the over. Opened up at 33, already up to 34.5. No Jones-Drew in this game. You're going to see a decent quarterback rotation out there for the Jaguars. I'm a New York guy. I'm a big Giants guy. Did really good on their games last year. I really have no opinion in this one. Jags, again, a team with a new offensive coordinator coming in here. Coughlin, you never really know what you're going to get from him this early in the preseason. More likely or not, you're going to see him just evaluating his players and stuff like that. So, not so sure I would get involved with that game there. That game's kind of a pass. But if you do want to follow the sharp money, it is on the Jaguars and on the Giants. But that's kind of the way that you got to take that one. Cardinals, Chiefs. I've heard guys on both sides of the fence on this one here. Arizona has a game under their belt. Cobb's banged up. Skelton's going to start, I'm guessing. You're going to see Cobb later. The game under the belt advantage, teams who have played in the Hall of Fame game usually have the game under their belt. They usually do very good the following game. You saw the Saints yesterday got a cover. Wisenhunt really pushing for improvement. This is Cornell and company's first time out. Now you look at this game here with the Chiefs. What's interesting to me, new coaching staff, new offensive coordinator here. The Cardinals look pretty bad on a primetime game. This did open up at 3, and we saw this move down to 2.5 with sharp money coming in on Arizona. Total pretty quiet at 34.5 here. Chiefs do have a pretty good quarterback rotation though. I like it, Castle. But one thing I have to say, Castle is familiar with Romeo Crennel's offense, with Brian Darble's offense. So he's familiar with that from when he was with the Patriots. But the other guys aren't. But then you're gonna get guys like Ricky Stanzi, who I really like as a good backup. Coming in to close out the game here. Kind of a tougher game there, but I'd lean toward the Cardinals in this spot, being a team that they already have a game under their belt here. Chiefs, most of the offensive guys, the guys that everybody's hyping, the guys that are coming back from injury that everybody's talking about for the Chiefs this year, those guys aren't going to play that much, so it's going to be mostly the bottom of the depth chart in this game here. So I would kind of give a slight lean toward the Cardinals in that game. Final game we got tonight, 49ers Vikings, opened up 4. Sharp money coming in on the Vikings, moving it down to 3. Total saw a little bit of sharp move toward the over. This game here, I kind of lean toward the over. I don't have much of a play on the side here. Could go either way. I guess if you grab 4 as the first, if you grab anything over 3 points the first few weeks of preseason, you're guaranteed over a long term of time you're gonna make money. So guys who did get 4, 3.5 with the Vikings, you're gonna make money over a long term period of time if you bet the first preseason week like that. I really like the quarterback rotations for both of these teams. You got Ponder, Webb, and Rosenthal. I read, the Vikings have had an up and down camp as far as the offense goes. They've had some really bad days. Seeing they got it clicking, the last couple of days. I read that Webb and Ponder both had a couple of 2-minute drills, 80-yard drives for touchdowns. Heard Rosenthal's been doing pretty good. These are very, quarterbacks who have all started at some point in time in their careers. They've all had a game where they started under their belt. Same with the 49ers. They got a really good. Once Smith goes out, Kaepernick, you guys remember him probably from Nevada. He's a big-time playmaker type of quarterback. I think he could put some points up on the board. And Josh Johnson, he's been around a while. He's a guy that also is capable of putting some points up against a third-string defense. I think this game here, a lot of people look at it. Probably first thing is they look at the under, looking at both of these teams. This could be a game here, I think, that actually sneaks over. Just off the quarterback rotation, you got 6 quarterbacks here who are playmakers that are able to, put some points up on the board. So I would lean toward the over in the 49ers-Vikings game, and that pretty much covers my thoughts on the games today in the NFL. I'll segue quickly over to baseball. As far as your public sides tied into the football games tonight, you're going to get the Pirates, Dodgers, Nats, Orioles, and Red Sox. Your heaviest bet, recreational bets. Those will be all tied up with, the football games tonight in the form of parlays. As far as some sharp money, sharp side, the Kansas City Royals they're probably the only side that saw some sharp money. I do know some sharps here in New York who did take the Yankees at the earlier prices at below -130, basically long gone now. A few totals: Boston, Cleveland under, Atlanta, Mets under, Milwaukee, Houston under, and Tampa Bay, Minnesota over. All did see some sharp money. And like I said, that wraps up this video. If you guys want to come hop on board today, you're more than welcome. Pick up my Friday All Access Pass, Early Bird Football, second half MLB. You can get all my MLB plays. Been killing it all year. All up on the site, wecoverspreads.com. I hope you all enjoyed this video.